Hi, my name is Lee McDonald and I am the founder of the Rainbow Venues. On the 28th of November, the Rainbow Warehouse lost its music licence. It had it revoked in front of a committee hearing in Birmingham City Centre. That is actually spelled the end of the Rainbow Venues in its entirety. Absolutely everything's gone, unfortunately. Crane's gone, the Rainbow Arena's gone, the car park's gone, the Rainbow Warehouse, the Black Box, the Roof Garden, 119, everything that you loved, everything we've worked hard for to create something a little bit different for the city. Maid Festival's gone, Chapter Festival's gone, Swingamajig needs to find a new home. The Haunting's gone, New Year's Eve, big New Year's Day celebrations have all gone. The Rainbow Warehouse was the centre of the festival site, and it had infrastructure, it had the toilets, it had light, it had sound, it had power, and it actually brought the costs down, right down for the promoter and for the venue to do these big festivals, which self-contained, we used to look after 15,000 customers, you know, so unprecedented anywhere in the UK. It was something that Birmingham should really be proud of. We've worked alongside BIB, the college, we've worked alongside South Birmingham College for access to music, where we give young emerging artists the ability to perform their arts in a club environment or in a live music environment. To take this away from the youth of today is a bit tragic. You know, they've got to perform somewhere. What the authorities are failing to understand, which is really frustrating to us, is the Rainbow Venues are just that, venues. What will remain since the revocation of the Rainbow licence are promoters, artists, agents, management, the same crowd listening to the same genre of music. So in closing down the Rainbow Warehouse and the Rainbow Venues, these same promoters, the same crowd, the same music, same artists, same agents, same management will still perform in other venues throughout Birmingham. So we're not actually taking away the problem in closing down the Rainbow Venues. In fact, the Rainbow Venues had a very, very stringent door policy and had a very, very tight policy about drugs. Now, if a drug that big can get taken into a prison, can get smuggled across borders and can go on aeroplanes, then we can't always guarantee that we can successfully prevent all drugs from getting into a premises. If you can't do it in prisons, you're not going to be able to do it into a nightclub. Now, we will do whatever we can reasonably to prevent it. Of course we will. But there needs to be some common sense here.
Right, to put this on camera. This is the sort of thing that the kids are taking out. What is this?
I don't want to be on.
Excuse me, you're not on camera.
Oh.
He's putting it down.
Oh, okay.
What is this?
Just some pills, man. My mate was scared.
Sorry, let me just say something. These are just some pills.
Yeah.
You can put the camera on me. So these are just some pills, but where did you get them? What are they? Do you know what they are?
They were just my mates.
My point is this, you don't even know what they are, do you?
Right.
So it's dangerous and silly to take stuff that's not yours now.
Right.
Because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, you've been found, in possession
just three.
of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that correct, Mark? Is that halves?
They're halves, they are.
Excuse me. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Have you got anything else on you?
No, they were in my arse, man. I pulled them out and told them.
They're in your rear, in your backside. Somebody had told me
That's why I
that.
gotta get it.
You got some gloves for me?
He said they were on the factory trying to remember that they allowed to.
Okay. Well, that just shows you the levels people go to, and it does work, doing searches properly. We've just found this chap because you've been honest. Our protocol on the Westminster Police is if you go for an arm search, if we find any more on you, then you won't come in now. What I will ask you, have you taken anything in the last 24 hours?
I can do a test right now.
No, you haven't taken it. Hello, folks. I think a lot of you will recognise me as one of the security operatives that processed many of a customer that have came to the Rainbow over the years. We need your support now. We've got an appeal, a mighty one, or the Rainbow's got a mighty appeal, should I say. And for all the people out there that want the Institute back, that have been part of it for God knows how many years now, young and old, we need your support.
I've been a substance misuse worker for over 20 years now, and I've done this harm reduction work in the nighttime economy for the last 5 years. and I've travelled around many clubs in the UK, and what I can confidently say, that Rainbow Venues has some of the most stringent procedures and policies in place in regards to keeping their customers safe. Ultimately, the aim of Rainbow Venues is to ensure the welfare and the safety of anybody that attends their events, from when they walk through the gate until they leave at the end of the night. And I'll give you case after case after case of examples where Rainbow Venues have gone above and beyond. The issue of closing down a venue because of an unfortunate drug-related death is very short-sighted in my opinion. I think all that we're doing in those situations is pushing the so-called problem elsewhere. I think we have to be very real and recognise that there is a fairly substantial cohort of young adults that when they go out on Friday and Saturday night, they want to take something to stimulate their experience.
We've lost a lot of business, a lot of staff have lost work as a result of what's gone on. You know, we've gone from being sort of sometimes 5-6 days a week, or you know, multiple events on one day, down to nothing, and obviously trying to put people into work and keep them with us. We've got a lot of good staff.
Hi, I'm Bunny. I've been a resident at the Rainbow for nearly a decade. It's been a huge part of my development as a DJ and musician, and it'd be a tragedy for myself and other up-and-coming artists to lose that platform to develop.
I remember 2 years ago I got my first ever set on the Rainbow Terrace, and I think personally without that I wouldn't be where I am now. So I've played in London, I've played at Egg, I've played in Ibiza, I've played at Sankey's, Eden, and the only reason I've been able to do that is through progressing through Rainbow.
Hi, this is Hannah Wants. This is my little 2 pence worth on the Rainbow Venues. I first got given it was my first ever club residency at the Rainbow back in 2012. I'd just completed a summer in Ibiza, and the Rainbow was the first club to kind of give me a bigger opportunity. I've played in all of the venues around the Rainbow, so from the cellar to the courtyard, the warehouse, and they've all offered something unique to the city of Birmingham. So fast forward, say 6 years later, you know, I've DJ'd all around the world, and the Rainbow for me is still one of the best venues in the entire world to play. It's an iconic club in Birmingham. In fact, the whole of the UK, for me, it's one of the top clubs, you know, up there with Warehouse Project. The Rainbow is on par with, you know, and is an amazing thing for not only Birmingham, but for the UK in clubbing culture. And it would be an absolute shame, it'd be a travesty if we don't get the club back.
People from London would always say, you know, we drive straight through Birmingham and go to Manchester. And people from Manchester would say they drove straight through Birmingham and they would go to London. I found that when the Rainbow came about, it gave us and gave people a place to stay in the Midlands, which club culture really did stand up and speak for itself. The Rainbow gave us, you know, acts which you just would not get in the city. It gave us that credibility which I think we needed for so long, and it actually gave people from all over the country and the world that Birmingham was finally on the map and meant serious business with the clubland. When I thought of Digbeth years ago, it was just like a barren wasteland of factories and, you know, run-down boozers. I think that what Rainbow did, it landscaped how we see Digbeth now. You know, the culture's there, the coolness of it, the quirky vibe, the vibrance. It's all stemmed from the Rainbow Venues. Without the Rainbow Venues, we simply would not have this hub, this culture. It wouldn't be here. And to see all the other businesses which are now moving over to Digbeth, you know, Ghetto Golf has just come down the road, which is doing absolute wonders. Digbeth Dining Club, all the other bars, the independents, they simply would not have came to Digbeth if it wasn't for the foundations the Rainbow actually put in place. You know, been very fortunate to have DJ'd all over the world. I can honestly say, without being biased at all, the Rainbow is one of the greatest places on earth to play. It really does have a unique atmosphere, a unique crowd, a unique buzz. It's not glam, it's not VIP, it's not posh, it's exactly what it should be about. It's about the music and it's about the raw vibe, pure out love music.
Rainbow Venues has been integral to Digbeth Dining Club. They were the ones that gave us the opportunity to set up what we've become now, where we're putting on loads of events across the Midlands. We're recognised as one of the best street food events in the UK, and without the Rainbow that would never have happened.
I've worked alongside the team at the Rainbow Venues for a good 2 years as the in-house graphic designer. I was fortunate enough to work with some really amazing projects, and I met lots of new people both professionally and socially, and this really helped me build up a strong creative network which has enabled me to do my own thing and go freelance as a graphic designer, and none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for the opportunities and the platform that the Rainbow gave me.
We've been supplying the Rainbow with lighting and sound for about a decade now, and we actually started with the Rainbow. Our business has grown alongside them. I remember in 2008 we put in our first lot of production for the first event. I think it was glass, and it was 5 spotlights and a smoke machine out of the boot of my car, I think, at the time. But since then, over the last 10 years, we've grown obviously into a much bigger firm, and that's largely because of the Rainbow. They've given us the freedom to be creative and try different things, and always trusted us to deliver it. And so the Rainbow has essentially been our launching platform for our whole firm.
For the last 6 years, we've worked on different levels with the Rainbow, and throughout that time there's been a massive change within Digbeth, and that, you know, predominantly is down to the Rainbow. So the Rainbow have continued to, support Digbeth, and they've sort of been pinnacle in that transition between Digbeth as the old bit of an Irish court into the vibrant area it is today. And they've done that by inviting thousands of people year on year throughout the year, which obviously for local business such as ours has been massive for us really in our development, and a lot of other people's. Since the Rainbow has been closed over the new year, there's been a lot affected by this, obviously, from anyone from we use the local stock taker, you've got the Iceman, you've got people delivering from as little as plastic cups to beer suppliers to the cleaning team that comes in. Because we're a community, we often share these resources, and it's such a shame to see those people sort of and ourselves look at sort of a decline in the local business.
I started the petition to help try and save the Rainbow Venues. Had a little bit of help from Ryan Volves as well, who both me and him both love the venue and the music that's always put on here. Me personally, big fan of drum and bass and house music and the events held here. I've been to Swinging with Jig, and it's the difference in events here is amazing. Part of the reason though why I really wanted to start the petition was I think it's just absolutely ridiculously short-sighted of the police to come down so hard on a venue that does everything it can to try and stop narcotics getting into the venue. I don't think it's a positive way to deal with the problem. If I don't buy into it being for public safety, at the end of the day this is only going to drive potential narcotic taking, especially with young people underground, and it's going to cause more problems than they think it's going to solve.